What's going on, my friends? It's your boy Jdun, Trades with Team Bull Trading, and I hope you're all having an amazing day. Today, we have a few very important things to touch on. Now, looking at the market today, we didn't see much movement up and down. As you can see, we were pretty flat, a lot of whipsaw back and forth. However, I was able to manage a 9,400 day, caught the bottom on SPY. That was a beautiful move. Caught some other small account friendly trades, $861 on the small account. So in this video, we're going to go over how to make money with a small account, specifically how to make $500 plus a day, how to average that is, and tips and things you need to know if you want to make money day trading, swing trading, or investing. So as always, I'm going to recap my exact trades with you and show you exactly what I saw. And if you didn't already know, I trade live on voice and with text signals every single day in our trading community. So if you're a new trader, if you're a beginner, intermediate trader, and you think it would be valuable for you to listen to me trade live on voice, listen to the team trade live on voice, get my exact watch list every morning, and have a community with thousands of other members just like you with one end goal in mind, making money in the stock market, hit that second link in the description below, and welcome to our money team. And as always, if you enjoy free education, if you enjoy transparent trading, consider hitting that like and subscribe button in the bottom right corner, and let's get to the setups and money. So this morning, I had a few main watches on my watch list, one of which didn't hit, which was NVIDIA. It never confirmed. But Amazon and SPX/SPY were absolute bangers. So let's first go over Amazon. Let's go here. Now, looking at Amazon this morning, what did we notice about the overall market? We had GDP numbers. We had an overall move down, a little flat off the open. So what I do, I pulled up my supply and demand chart as I always do. I always pull up the hourly chart in the morning. I look at the 4-hour, find my levels from the hourly, and go from there. I like the bigger time frames to find my levels than the smaller time frames, such as the 5 and 15 minute, to trade my levels. So we go here. We opened up around 107. So I'm looking for a little strength off the open and then a reject back down. Now, what do I see here? It's kind of congested. It looks like a big old rainbow. But I saw from the open to here at the time, we had a big gap from supply to supply, which right here at our 20-day EMA, which is an indicator that I love to use for bounces and rejects. So I see we have that there around 109, and we mixed that with some confluence, double confirmation, that we had some intraday resistance on the hourly chart yesterday. We rejected once, rejected twice before going back down. So I told the team, I wanted to reject Amazon at 109. Now we go to a smaller time frame. There's something, there's a lot to be said about this. All right, let's go to here. Let's go to the 5-day, 5-minute chart. Right off the open, we're ripping up on Amazon, right? We're ripping up to this area right here. But when we're going up, and specifically, I think you can see this even better on the 1-minute chart. We're going up. We're having these big candles up to our reject spot, but we're staying flat on volume. And when you're going up, when you're confirming a position and a breakout to the upside or downside, you want to see increasing volume with your idea. So looking at this, right? We look at this 109 area. We were going up really fast and we had steady to decreasing volume. That confirmed my position. That 109 reject was right. I got in right here, got in on both the large and the small account, rejected it right here. A beautiful move down to this 107.6 area. Nice, beautiful $2 reject. Now, obviously, would we have wanted more? Yes, but the contracts moved amazing. Beautiful scalp intraday for a day trade. And I was extremely content with it as I followed my game plan, cleared some nice money off it, and moved on to the next good trade. So when you're building a small account, I want to incorporate lessons with real trades. When you're building a small account, you have to find high probability setups, right? Now, in my small account I'm trading with, I'm typically trading position sizes between $5,000 and $7,000. I consider anything under $10,000 a quote-unquote small account. No shame in that. We all start somewhere. My first ever account that I ever had was $5,000, so I only had a small account at one time too. So no shame in that. I just want to make it fully transparent. That's the size I'm trading with, and that's how I'm doing this. I don't call it a small account challenge. I don't like small account challenges. I think they set the wrong expectation for new traders, but that's how I'm trading smaller position sizes and still clearing 500 plus a day. So you have to find A+ setups that you can have multiple confirmations on you. If you don't do that, if you don't find those super high conviction setups, you're never gonna have conviction in them. You're never gonna be able to build your trading psychology with them, and you're not gonna be able to let your winners run and really get those big milky gains you're gonna need to overall make money in the stock market to offset the losses that will come, because yes, every trader loses money sometimes. So that was trade one and less one. Look for multiple confirmations, confirm your levels, confirm your bias, build your trading psychology off that, stop thinking, just execute when the position is there. Next was this SPY. Now, I took a lot of scalps on SPY. I was scalping midday. We had a lot of whipsaw back and forth. However, I was able, as you can see here, gave the team this exact trade. I was able to clear a very, very, very nice bag on both accounts off this 378.9 bounce, So we go here to the hourly chart. Now, how did I find that? How did I find the 378.9 bounce right here? How did I have a good idea? I don't want to say new. Good idea that we were going to bounce in this area. Can anyone tell me? If you're watching this, I want you to put it in the comments right now. Before I say it, or if maybe not right now, if you don't know, comment what you learned after, why we like this bounce right here. Simple. Look at the past hourly chart days. We have a reject up to here, okay? We go up, reject here again, reject here again. Now look really closely here. We have an area of confluence. We go up and down, have those intersecting. Right on our resistance area, this is the flip from resistance to support. So we go over, we go a little down on the day. There's a good probability that this area is still going to act as demand until it's broken and that support is turned now back to resistance. So we go down, I have the level set. Beautiful confluence too. Let's not forget to mention, was saying this live on voice, that we had 3,800, a previous support or resistance area turned support right here as well. So we had the confluence from that. We had 3,800 whole psych number here. The setup was too good to miss. Absolutely printed on it on the large account. Got a little piece on the small account as well. Now, if you're trading with a small account, let's say you have a $5,000 account. I recommend you don't want to just be full porting everything. Like full porting ends in blown accounts. Do not just think that you have to full port to get these massive gains. Let's say you put, this is even a little risky. Let's say you put $1,000 into a trade. You have $5,000 account, $1,000 per trade. That's 20% of your account. Okay, so now on these trades, you want to keep a decent stop loss. Let's say 10 to 20%. So of that $1,000, you can risk maybe, even this is a little aggressive still, guys, but maybe like $100. I want to say maximum 200, but even that's pretty aggressive still. Well, let's say you just go $1,000 for a trade. You have to be, let's say you have a 10% stop loss, right? 10 to 15%, $100 to 150. You have to have conviction in your trades because in order to make your risk to reward worth it, you want to be clearing 20 to 30% off those. You don't always have to have 100% trades. Now with that, let's say you're trading a small account stock like, let's just go with SPY and the contracts are $250 a piece. You get 4 contracts. Let's say you bought some calls. They were $250 a piece down at this 378.9 area. Okay, you're building that small account. What I personally do and what helps me a lot is let's say you go up and you go, let's go to the 5-day, 5-minute chart. You hit that bounce right here. See our reversal candle here. All looks good. You're going up. Maybe, after 10, 15%, you trim one. You trim one off, let the other 3 run. Now, this is going to be an overall lesson of if you want to build that small account, you have to learn to let your winners run. And a lot of that comes from trimming, letting your trade breathe, let the winners run. And even if you come and get stopped out in the rest, you still cleaned a little bit of profit, right? That's so important. I can't stress it enough to let your winners run, to trim, and to really manage your risk. So you buy 4 contracts here, 378.9. Another reason why sizing is so important is because, look at this. We come down here, 378.9. We have a little drawdown. We have drawdown down to like 378.5. Now, if you are full ported right here, right, and every second it starts going down, you're going to be freaking the heck out. You're going to be like, it's going to dip a little, your armpits are going to start sweating, your hands are going to start sweating, you're going to need to call your mom to calm you down, whatever it is. You're going to start freaking out, and you're going to start trading with emotion. You're going to stop out after a little move down, and you're going to watch this thing rip and kick yourself over and over again. So that's why having position sizes that you can handle, you can handle emotionally, you can handle in a sense that you can trade it like a robot is so important, building a small account and getting those $300, $500 days. So we go here, enter right here, little drawdown, and then a massive move up. So maybe you go and you trim, a lot of people use like their moving averages as trim targets, price targets. Some people use Fibonacci, whatever it is. Find your edge in that. I personally go with if I'm willing to risk like $500 on a trade, I'll typically be like, all right, if I'm risking $500, I want to get my first trim, let's say half of that, right? So I have a little bit. So if we come back down and break even, the RR still not really there, but that means on my second trade, I can make it a risk-free trade and let the rest run up. The point is to make your trades as risk-free as possible and let your winners run and let your money work for you. It's the most important piece of trading advice I can ever give you. You have to have bigger wins than losses, and you have to get over the trading psychology aspect that, as humans, we value not losing money more than we value making money. So we will do things to avoid loss, even if it means not making more money. That's why a lot of you cut your winners too early and you let your losers run. It's because you don't want to have that loss. You don't want to have that loss. You got to switch that mindset, fam. You got to go into the mindset of letting your winners run and letting your money play offense for you and work for you. So important. So remember, 4 contracts here. Maybe we trim one after this spike up, on this green candle. Trim one right here. Trim the next one, make it a risk-free trade, up here. Let the rest run, and maybe use the high a day as another price target. There's a third one. I actually ended up doing that too. I trimmed it on 382 up here. Something real life example I did. And let the last one run. Maybe you stop the last one out at break even, or you let, just in case, like we would have had a trending day and nuked all the way up to way the heck up here. Then you don't get FOMO. You still have one. Yeah, it's not the whole position, but you'd rather have one nuking up to 388 than nothing. And that's the key, is eliminating FOMO, eliminating emotion. That's how you're truly going to make it as a trader. It's not easy. Trading is not an easy thing. That's why we teach so much in the Discord. I've had a massive emphasis on education and giving the best signals I possibly can. Not just the best signals, but helping people learn, having webinars, and of course, you already know about book club. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, you probably want to know. So that's a few tips that you really, really need to know if you're building a small account, if you want to make $500 a day. Obviously you're not going to make $500 a day off $500. 1,000% or 100% a day is just not realistic. You can build off $500, but you're going to need to build slow and steady. Going to need to really make sure you're following proper risk management while working a job, saving money, investing in your trading account, and slowly building it up. That's the key. Building that foundation of skill that's going to set you for the rest of your life. So that's super important. Trimming is super important. Finding super high probability setups with multiple confirmations, volume, your stochastic, whatever it is, multiple confirmations is super key. And using multiple time frames. Multiple time frames is key. 5 minute, check the 1 minute, the hourly, confirm the 5 minute with the 15 minute, all those things. I have lots of videos on the other time frames, all that good stuff as well. Volume, multiple confirmations, multiple time frames, risk management. You combine all those. Don't revenge trade. You're going to be in good shape in the future. So that's what I got for you today. Build those small accounts. Keep learning. I hope you get rich as heck. God bless. Take care. Peace.
Now